Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. I hope you guys are doing great. In today's video, we are going to model an arch in Blender and we are going to see three different ways to model it. It's going to be very easy, so let's get started. So the first step is to delete all of them. Yeah, I'll go to the front view and then I'll add a circle over here. After I've added a circle, I'll rotate it by 90 degrees along the x-axis. Then by pressing tab, I'll go into the edit mode and in the vertex selection menu, I will select the bottom vertices and then press X to delete. Once I have done that, I will take these bottom vertices and then extrude them along the Z axis. Now that we have done that, the process is not yet complete. Now select all of them by pressing A and then press E to extrude and then scale along. So what this will do is that it will extrude that mesh and scale it along the outer region. Now that we are done with that, just deselect all of them. Then go into the wireframe mode by pressing Z on your keyboard. Now select these two bottom vertices by left clicking your mouse and dragging it along. Before doing the next step, what we want to do is we will select the snap vertex function and over here we will select the vertex option. Now by pressing G and then Z, we can snap it along here. So as you can see, now we have aligned the bottom part. Now we will align this curved part. Now what I'll do is I'll press Alt on the keyboard and then press left click or right click if you have chosen that. And now you can see all of them have been selected. But now these bottom two have been aligned, so I'll press B and then press the scroll wheel along and then I'll deselect them. And to align them again, I'll press G and then press Z and move the cursor to snap it to this vertex. As you can see, we have a perfect shape over here right now. What I'll do is I'll select all by pressing A on the keyboard and then I'll press E to extrude. So this way we have modeled this arch over here. So this is one of the dumb ways that I found, but it can be useful in some situations. So the next method is to model it using the spin tool. So to use the spin tool, you must have a mesh already in the scene. So for that, I'll add a cube over here, then scale it down. I'll move it somewhere over here and then I'll go into the edit mode and give it some height. So maybe roughly along this height. Also keep in mind I was able to do this because the snap function is turned on right now. So the next step is to use the spin tool. So what we are going to do is we are going to spin this face along the y-axis over here so that it forms an arch. But for that to happen, we need a origin point, a pivot point where it will spin. Currently the cursor is the pivot point for that spin tool. I will go over here and cursor location tool and I will place the cursor somewhere over here to give it that pivot point. Next thing is to use the spin tool. Now there's a caution to use this. In 2.9 I'm facing certain issues that it might crash sometimes or it might not work properly. So be aware of that and save your model beforehand. Over here on the top I will select the y-axis and then I'll press extrude and before that I'll save it again. Now that I have selected the y-axis, what I have to do is I have to select this thing and then rotate it. I'll have to drag it basically. As you can see, we can drag it over here and up to this point. So do not worry, you do not have to eyeball it. There is another option so that it can be done accurately. So just leave it over here and over here before moving to any other command, go to this option and over here select the angle to -180 because we want to make a half semicircle in the negative direction. If you were to do something else, what you could do is you could press 180 for example and this is what would happen. But in this situation it will be -180 degrees. Now that we are done with that, I will go to the normal selection mode and over here I will press G and then press Z to snap it over here. Again in this case we again have this arch ready, but the only difference is this time we do not have to give it a thickness because it was already given. So do remember that the thickness of this arch will be determined by the rectangle that you are taking before doing this procedure. So this was the second method. So the third method is to use the warp tool. For that what we are going to do is first we'll take a cube, then we'll scale it down. Somewhere here is fine. After that we are going to scale it along one axis And now we'll go into the edit mode. In the edit mode, press Ctrl R to give it certain loop cuts. So these loop cuts will define how much refined the arch will be. So if you're giving many loop cuts, something like this, the arch will be more defined, and if the loop cuts are very less, it will look more blocky. So I'll give roughly around these many loop cuts. So these are 10 in number. You can also see this on the bottom left corner of the screen. Now that we have done that, in the edit mode, select the whole mesh by pressing A, then we'll press G, and then we'll press Z. So what happened is that the origin of this geometry got aligned with the 3D cursor. So as the origin of the geometry is along the 3D cursor, both of them will become the pivot point for the warp tool. Now to use the warp tool, press space bar and over here search for warp. Alternately, you can also go to the mesh tools. In the transform tools, you will find the warp tool. Now over here you can see in the settings it is 360, that is why whole ring is forming. Now the other option is to type 180, and now you can see the arch shape has been achieved. So this way you can also select any different angle, but for this case I'll use 180 as we are making a perfect arch. Now that we are done with that, all I'll do is go into the wireframe mode, select these bottom vertices and then press G, and then along the Z axis I will move them. So this way you can see this was the third method to model it. Now in this method there is another thing to keep in mind. If I set the origin to geometry right now, the origin has shifted to the central point of this mesh. But now if I want to shift it again, I'll go to origin and move it to 3D cursor. So if you encounter any problem with the warp tool, it most probably be because of the origin not being placed correctly. So we are finally done with modeling the arch in 3 different ways. As you can see, all 3 methods were really simple and easy. All of them were pretty clean, but they can be utilized in different scenarios when you are implementing in your scene. So it's better you know all of them. So if you got any value out of this video, make sure to check other videos of my channel as well. If you liked this video, please hit that like button, subscribe if you are new to the channel. Also, you can share this video with other Blender users who might be facing the similar issue. Thank you so much for watching this video. See you until next time. Thank you.